Welcome to another episode video on my Raspberry Pi 3 with the PiXtend. Last time I ended with downloading the PiXtend Python libraries on the Raspberry Pi. I also replaced the VNC server so that it actually should work, and where the PiXtend comes in is still not functioning. There are still quite a few elements that should be attached, including the chips, some connectors, and some parts that are a bit a mystery to me yet. So what have I been doing on that respect? Well, a lot of soldering, and it is complicated because it is all the resistors etc. are stuck in vertically, so the soldering points are quite close together, and that makes things quite difficult. Will it work? Oh, no doubt. There are still some questions. One of those is that, like I think I said last time, an inductor, two wires, and then this inductor has two wires and this one shows three, while this place is too small and this place is the right size. So yeah, how to go on with that, I am not quite sure. Also, this is the layout, and what I have to do is put a lot of jumpers here. Well, look for L1 and L2, which are the inductors. And yeah, once again, a lot of jumpers and crystals because of its real-time stuff. So, apart from doing that, experiment on the Python, on the Raspberry, and see if I can get things nicely working. It should be working, and then I'll have a very cheap PLC. But until then, experiments and tedious work, because that is it. And soldering proved to be quite tedious. I'll show you the back side of it. Here you have it. The wires, as you can see, are not cut off yet. And I will have to check all the soldering points if they are all really good. And let's go see for the libraries and how things are working. So first thing to do is the VNC server. I already logged in using SSH. I haven't changed the password because it's all internal. I leave it, and let's start it. That's nice. I also changed, oh no, I did not change the geometry. I'll have to do that later on as well. I think. Let's see how this server is now. Yeah, this is not the VNC display that I envision. And do I have a nicer display? I would like to use another file manager, not one that is this one. Graphical, yes, but otherwise I don't like it really. And I installed everything in here. So with this open, let's go see here. I already checked some things, but I need to set up. So set up and see whatever happens. No command. Okay. It doesn't provide a README. So set up Pi and then what? And I will do that on screen. So let's see whatever this is. I already checked this, but it's only this adds that HTML stuff. So web browser starting, and then opening the PiXtend lib HTML. Which is this one. Open. So you get this, but I'm not looking for this. I am looking for something that I can use for setting up. And I can't use this either because it's not set up yet. So that might get a little bit awkward. Init Pi. And what is it? Well, what I want is something that I can use with setup. It's not there, to my surprise. So I have to look online, and I will do that offline, off camera. And of course there is on the PiXtend website an application document which says how to install things, and using the PiXtend image, but also on Raspbian, which I have installed. So this is how to do it. And you have to be in PPL, which I am. So sudo Python setup install. Oh, should I use something else as well? Because it says you have to use pip and freeze, but right now let's do this. Programming, etc. But I'm not there yet. To have access to the GPOs and the SPI bus. Well, and SPI dev, that I know from a different project. So let's start with this. If it works out, it works out. If not, then I'll have to. Okay, apparently it works out. and it can be used in our own Python programs. So it's Python all over again. But by the way, let's then activate SPI. So I have to go here, then sudo raspi-config, and then advanced options, no, interfacing options, that's more like it. Let's do everything. VNC is already active, camera I don't have, SPI, yes, I2C, sure, serial, of course, although I'm not quite sure I'm going to need that one. A login shell to be accessible over serial. Yes, let's do that. I don't have the RaspberryPi Plus for this one, but I can always buy it, so then it is acceptable. And one wire, remote and GPIO, of course. So yes, and remote GPIO. Let's just do it. Okay. Finish. Yes. And that's it. Then I have to reboot and log in via this one again. So yes, and there we go. Closed. Everything is closed. Let's see about this further. I have an SSH client. Yeah, of course. Well, not this one, by the way. I have, this is Windows based, by the way, PuTY. But I'm using just secure shell via terminal. So this is also Windows based, which leads me to the following. The programming environment is Windows based, so it's going to be kind of a gamble that I can use it in here on Linux via Wine. There will be other things suitable, of course, but that is a gamble. And now VNC server again, of course. Well, let's just say type VNC server, go, yes, and I'm in again with now all options of those options installed. That is how easy things can go. Anything else? For now, well, this is one of the options I can use, and by which I can use my other project, the ESP32, as well. And that will be interesting. Serial interface, etc. Yeah, that's on the PiXtend, which I haven't finished yet. So let me do that next. And then it turns out that some components that I could not determine are fuses, which are located right here. Well, not the black ones, the beige ones, 6 in total, which brings me to another point, another problem. Oh, by the way, I managed to find the crystals, and they actually have their speed written on them. So here is one right there. Oops. Yeah, this camera is not out of focus, unfortunately. But anyway, here is one. And there's yet another one. Yeah, here, and well, anyway, I could put them all three in, so that's not the problem. The problem that I have now is that there are 4 other ones, and I can't determine which one is which. So I have to find that first. I have to determine first which one is which, because they are very distinct values, and you don't want to put something in the wrong place. So with that problem I have to go on, and I still haven't found the other fuse, which is a very distinct one. So I may be mixing up things again. Next, yeah, it's a little bit fuzzy because the camera doesn't autofocus, but I had to put a jumper here, which I just found. Crystal oscillators I already mentioned. Then a fuse here, and a fuse gone missing, so I have to look for that. Then these fuses are correct. And then something that will be a challenge, which is whatever this is, a voltage regulator, but it has a screw which has to go through it exactly at the right place. So that is, and it warns hot surface, so that will get hot. What I still haven't found, and what I'm still looking for, is that inductor. So that is still a big question. That it wouldn't be easy, I'm fine with that. But also quite a few distance holders which I have to mount here and there, I'm fine. Also a lot of jumpers still to be put on this place, and here quite a few on top here. And then if everything else is done, the chips here one, and the rest all here. So still some work to be done, and limited time today, so that's for the printed circuit board, the PiXtend. Then, since I can't yet access it, let me once again make this one bigger, because I thought I had done that, but let me look at this way. Yeah, what's the make pi anyway? Oh, probably a magazine that they have delivered. I know there's a MacPi magazine, so probably an edition of that. Anyway, let me also start another server then. That should be 2 with geometry, and that could be on a tablet, it could be anywhere. 1200, 800, somewhere. Let me check if that works out. Invalid. Oh, right. Because it has to be with an X. And this does work. So let me quickly check. And if it works out, I'll show you. That means search. It says no computers on this IP address. That is strange. Oh wait, now I'm doing it wrong. I think. Let me call this Pi3. Password. And there we go. So I'll shift this to the background. And I indeed have now on the iPad a nice screen. The question is, can I handle this? Because here's the X. Now I can, apparently. And now the question is, can I do, because here's the X. Okay. Oh wait, maybe close. And okay, it's not the easiest thing to handle, but it works. So it looks like this geometry works for, although it's a little bit large. So 1200 is too large, and 800 will be nice enough. So I think 1180 or so will do. And of course, well, this is some difficult to work with, but when I do it on my Mac, it will be much more convenient. And whether I'm doing it on Linux laptop or on Mac, I don't care. It's via VNC anyway, so that's no problem. The question is how. Oops. The question is what to do next. I think close, because this works. I have the library set up. The board is not yet ready. Elements missing. So I have to find those. And then, of course, I'm talking about this. Before I can get it to work, I need to find those two elements. Doctor and the missing fuse. So, up to next time. So that's it for this time. libraries installed, SPI, I2C, one wire and serial interface enabled, fuses except one located, inductor missing, so still things to be done and soldered, and a second interface, a second VNC via my iPad, but if I am going to use a second interface, it will be via my Mac. That's much more convenient than typing with and dragging the X, because that is not nice. In a different environment it may be, but I don't like this. For now, thanks for watching. If you like this, please subscribe to my video, to my YouTube. Give the video a thumbs up and leave a comment or suggestion. You can also follow me via Instagram and Twitter. Please donate to support the videos and the blog. And you can also become a patron and have your name mentioned on my website. And depending on your pledge, also with my videos. Obviously going to be continued. Have a nice day. Bye bye. And before I forget, URL of my website including all other information under this video. Thanks.